Hello everyone, this is Pastor Greg. As always, Dr. Marks. Old Testament prophecy and the resurrection. Several hundred years, right?
Yeah.
And you have Daniel. Again, the Jews didn't understand these prophecies. And once Jesus fulfilled them, all of a sudden, the light bulb went off.
That made sense.
We get it.
Yep.
Because the prophecies talked about, this is a study called the 70 weeks of Daniel, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you can pull this up and do a study on it, which in itself is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But part of the prophecy says, in Daniel chapter 9, verses 25 through 27, it says, from the going forth in the decree to rebuild the walls and to rebuild Jerusalem, right? Which we know Artaxerxes said. Artaxerxes. He did this. From that time forward would be 69 sevens of years. And at that time, the Messiah, the Prince, the anointed one, would be cut off.
Right, and those years were 360-day years. So we can count it literally to the day from when Artaxerxes made this decree to rebuild the city of Jerusalem. You fast forward exactly 483 years, 360-day years, you're going to get to AD 33, or AD 32, which is exactly when Yeshua, Messiah, went through the gates riding on that donkey. That was the very weekend that he died on the cross. And what does Daniel 9 tell us? That would be when he gets cut off.
Yep. And so it's absolutely fascinating because you see the fulfillment of this, which, by the way, these prophecies, as we've stated in our other videos, prophecy proves that God is in control. God is sovereign. He's not winging it. Einstein just figured out recently that time is relative. Yeah. So God is outside of time. Science has just discovered, time is subjective, right?
Yeah.
Which is a whole rabbit trail in itself, but it's so amazing because science is just now figuring out what the Bible said all along, that God is outside of the physical creation, right? And we can logically process and digest this. Yeah. So, anyways, moving back into these Old Testament prophecies, right? So we talked about Isaiah chapter 53. You've got Daniel chapter 9, right? All throughout Daniel and Isaiah, there's additional prophecies.
Oh, plenty.
But specifically in regards to the Messiah, then you've got...
Well, you can go all the way back to Genesis, because even in the book of Genesis, right at the beginning, right when human beings first rebelled against God and fell under the curse of now they're going to die, they're going to get old and they're going to die, that was the curse, and it's still the same curse to this day. God gave a prophecy right then. He said someday there would be what he called then the seed of a woman that would crush the enemy, would destroy Satan and his works.
Crush the serpent's head, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the seed of a woman, that's very specific, because within the Bible, that figure of speech is normally seed of a man.
Yep.
You know, a child is the seed of a man. But this one child would be the seed of a woman. That's very specific. And the Bible talks about in the New Testament that Yeshua, Jesus, was born of a virgin woman. This is very, very important because human beings are naturally self-absorbed. We come out of the womb screaming, me first.
Sure.
Okay, we don't have to be taught how to lie, cheat, or steal. We're good at it from birth because we inherited the virus of being self-absorbed. That's the sin nature.
Sure.
We inherited it from our fathers, all the way back to Adam.
Yep.
Who was the first one who sinned. So when Jesus was born, he had no human father. This was a miracle from God, where the DNA was all matched up by God's creating something out of nothing. And then you had Mary's DNA on the other side. So he's 100% God and 100% man at the same time. The seed of a woman.
Absolutely.
The only one.
And it's so fascinating.
All the way back to Genesis.
You see that even these writings were clearly accepted by the Jewish people of that day, right? And that in itself is a prophecy.
Yeah.
God knew that the Jewish people would reject the Messiah. Part of them. There would be a partial hardening of heart.